This one here is usually off topic for me. It's not something that's usually part of my channel, but I thought, you know what, this is in part why I'm able to have a channel. As many of you know, I've heard me complain and or point out that I live in an RV at the moment. The wife and I are house hunting, which is a huge step forward from where we were a year ago, a year and a half ago when we lost a place to live. And this is an expensive place to live. Just driving around on a monthly basis can run hundreds of dollars in gas. RVs are not cheap. The second problem is the lack of having a fixed landline setup. So because we're mobile, I have to have mobile hotspots to have my internet. Now I can do quite a bit with my cell phone, which is where we get a lot of my videos, quite a few of them, but they don't do everything, and there's a lot of stuff that the phone don't do well, and part of that has to be done with a laptop or a computer. So this was my first purchase in that venue is a Straight Talk 4G light. Now, the beautiful thing about this particular device is it goes pretty much anywhere. I've gone to some campgrounds and some fairly remote places, and it still functions. It gets weaker the further you away from your towers. There's some devices you can buy that plug into these things to boost them. I've looked into them. I haven't decided yet to spend that kind of money because I'm hoping to have a home in the near future. At that point, I'll be able to get a normal hookup, which is only 50, 80 bucks a month compared to what this stuff is running. This particular thing, the upside is, like I said, it's fairly universal. The downside to the Straight Talk unit is that you spend an average of $10 per gig of HD high def, and so I can get, if you're familiar with just how much videos chew up, or watching movies chew up, you can go through a gig pretty fast these days. And so I, just because I got an extended weekend this weekend, I wanted to save this. So I purchased a $40 uh, installment, which gives me 4 gigs of HD, which will run me through the weekend and a little extra. Uh, on average, I'll do that 3 times a month. So there's $120 just to run this thing, to keep me connected and keep me entertained and do what we want. This one here is a T-Mobile. It's an Actel. The device is, but it's sponsored. The program, uh, the deal package is through T-Mobile, and T-Mobile is another one of these outfits where you can prepay or pay as you go. I have a direct payment set up through my checking account to keep this one going. I get 22 gigs of HD a month out of this device, and it costs $100 flat every month, and that's the max limit. You can't. I would have to buy a second plan and a second device in order to double down. In this case, the 22 gigs and I get it for $5 less because I do it direct deposit. So it's $95 a month. So there's 95 right there, and that gives me 22. And there's, like I said, another average of 100 to 120. So now we're talking, for me to have internet hookup in my RV wherever I go, about 200 a month, based off of my usage and what we do, and all the videos I watch, and all the videos I produce and upload and download for this sort of stuff. And these are nice devices to have if you need them. If you just need it for the occasional, this is a good one to do. If you're doing a regular everyday thing, this is a good one to have. Downside, this T-Mobile doesn't work in a lot of locations that are remote from the towers. We'll go out to the local park for the weekend. We were going to do this weekend, but because the weather is mild, very nice out there. And it's jam-packed. Plus, there's a lot of people who you probably may or may not have seen the news in the last 2 days, but we had a series of tornadoes sweep through Iowa yesterday, day before yesterday, and they did a lot of damage to a couple communities that are very local. Bondurant is just 10 miles northeast of where I'm at right now. And so a lot of people are now homeless too. And they're either staying in hotels or they're filling the campgrounds. It's just, so we're sitting at our primary vacation spot, which happens to be the parking lot at my employer's shop, which isn't necessarily a bad place. We're right next to the street. We're under a very shady set of trees. The downside is we're right here where my boss can lay his hands on me in a moment's notice, which kind of gets to be irritating at times. But like I said, this is how the fat man produces and keeps connected to his hobby. This is also one of the reasons why I put off doing getting an online video gaming group going of my own, or actively trying to join one, because without having a fixed monthly setup in a house, this just is too expensive to do, where I'm going to do a Skype or something like that for 4 or 5 hours. And it's just unpredictable and expensive. But there you have it. That's how we keep connected.